how to get views on YouTube if you don't have any subscribers at all. Today, we'll look at the typical mistakes all beginners make. We'll find out how YouTube's algorithms work in the case of small channels. And finally, I will share with you my top secret tip to reliably level up channels. Now, first, let's go through what you shouldn't do, because if you make these mistakes, you may never get your first views. And the first mistake is using paid promotions. I know all these YouTube experts are gonna tell you the same thing. Hey, your channel is not growing because you don't know how to promote it. All you gotta do is set up the promotion, that's all. But let me show you something. Here, we paid $2,100 for promoting the video through ads, and it got almost 300K views. Not bad, right? Well, look at this. No traffic from recommendations. Why did this happen? No, it's not because I'm an idiot who simply decided to waste $2,100. This video was a promo video for attracting people elsewhere, but this doesn't matter here. The point is that views from suggestions are the bread and butter of any YouTuber. Here's how it works. If we want to get into recommendations more often, we need to get some traffic from recommendations first to jumpstart it all. When you start your channel and upload your first videos, YouTube shows your videos to tons of people. And along with these initial views from recommendations, there are also a few other metrics that you need to keep healthy if you want your channel to succeed. So what are these factors and how can you improve them? But first, let's draw some logical conclusions. Does it mean that external traffic won't bring you any results, even with all the reposts from Instagram, Facebook, and other platforms, websites, and apps? Well, yes, unfortunately, that's true. It's not going to work because all the views you get from other platforms are not the views from YouTube. And if you want to grow your channel, you must focus on those YouTube views. Here's an important tip. If, for example, you have a really successful Instagram, never share your YouTube video there. By doing so, you will turn your potential YouTube traffic into external traffic. So what should you do if you have successful social media profiles? You can post the video there, no problem, but only after some time. Let's say after you post 2 or 3 other videos, at least, because those first days after the release are the most crucial. And as time goes by, YouTube is gonna form an opinion about your video and external views won't be able to mess it up. YouTube is gonna judge your video by the people who come to watch it during the first days. So even if you only get like 5 or 10 views in the first week or so, don't be hasty to share it on other platforms right away. Give YouTube some time to make up its mind. And what about bots and fake views? Just don't do that. I know that nowadays there are many options and some of them can be really creative. These views do not disappear with time. You can sometimes even see traffic from recommendations. But you know what? All those experts in fake views are gonna tell you that the views they will bring you are real views, that they will be from recommendations, but this is not going to work. You wanna know why? Because all these views will come from a very specific feed filled with other content that generates fake traffic. Basically, you're gonna throw your perfectly fine video into the endless loop of bouncing between fake videos. Here's how it works. They gather all those videos into one big playlist. Then they put this playlist on a website with certain content and just make those videos play in the background. When the users are visiting the website, they automatically start watching your videos in the background, which brings you views. But even if you get some views out of it, such promotion is gonna ruin your statistics, all because YouTube will think that all the videos in that playlist are similar to what you do, thus making your videos practically irrelevant. So please don't do that. But I have good news. There's actually one exception to the rule, the real life hack for those who want to get views quickly. Of course, I'm talking about search traffic. This is a real life hack, especially for beginners. To get views from search, you just need to make a video on a popular topic that is often searched for, and that's it. If you create a video related to a popular topic and make it rank in the search results on top, you will get tons of free, relevant views. But how do you get on top of those search results? There are 2 metrics that YouTube takes into account. Some might say that this is all about the right SEO optimization. They're gonna tell you that it's important to use the most searched keywords in the beginning of your title, make it the first phrase in your video description, and make it the first tag. And this is partially true. You actually need to follow all those rules, but this is not enough to make you appear first in the search. By following all those tips, you're just gonna make it more clear to YouTube what your video is about. And in fact, SEO optimization is not gonna influence the promotion in the search results. results. But there are other things that actually influence that: click-through rate and retention. Let's look at CTR first. When you go to your video's analytics, you look at the traffic sources, you will see that browse features and suggestions are two different categories. Browse features show all the traffic you get when your videos appear on YouTube's homepage, and search all the views from search. Both of these have different CTR numbers, and to beat your competitors in search, you need to get your CTR in search as high as possible, even at the expense of the CTR from suggestions. Next up, we have retention, and it's all super simple here. The longer people watch your videos, the more views you get. And even when making videos for search, you should keep in mind the future retention of your videos. YouTube works by simple rules. The more clicks you get and the higher the retention, the higher you will appear in the search results. Basically, shooting the video that fits into certain YouTube search is the quickest way for you to get the first views. I know it all sounds super easy, but how can you achieve that? Basically, you just need to understand how to make your video the most clickable and how to provide the best value. Think of a hook that will make people curious and make them click, and fill the video with as much meat as possible. Again, easier said than done. But before doing that, you must create a good thumbnail, a technically good thumbnail. You gotta make it clear and simple enough to make it obvious what the video is about. Should be understandable and trigger emotions in potential viewers. The first rule is to not have more than 3 elements on the thumbnail. The second rule is to not have more than 3 words in the caption on the thumbnail. So basically, the less the better. The thumbnail shouldn't be forcing people to play a guessing game. They should understand the idea from one glance. Then you should also use the right color grading. With it, you will be able to create the right balance of the elements, attract attention to the most important parts, and put the right accents. And for that hook I mentioned earlier, put it on the left side of the thumbnail. This is the next rule. The key element of the thumbnail must be always placed on the left side of it. Your main clickbait, your main trigger should be on the left side, just because we read from left to right and our eyes travel from left to right all the time. It's different for Arabic, but the majority of people and most of our English-speaking viewers read from left to right. When it comes to the technical part of creating the thumbnails, please don't try to be creative. Forget about all the metaphors, okay? For example, if you talk about the tools that can promote your YouTube channel, don't even think of putting there an image of a toolkit or something like that. Make your thumbnail obvious but smart. That's how you get good CTR, by making smart but triggering thumbnails. Now let's talk about the second parameter that is just as important as CTR, your retention. How to get high retention. Basically, when it comes to search-focused videos, it's pretty hard to get good retention because people use the search to type in their request, find the video, scroll it till the key point they've been looking for, watch only that part, and turn off the video. That's just how search traffic works. There still are little tricks that can break the rule. First, the intro should be as short as possible. When it comes to intros, it's almost the same thing as with the thumbnails. You don't have to invent anything. You shouldn't be creative here. If you want to get into suggestions, you gotta make your intro as short and easy to understand as possible. For example, Mr. Beast spends just 3 seconds on his intros. In your case, you might need to devote some more time to introducing the viewer to the topic and helping him understand what the video is gonna be about. In the intro, you should introduce the topic as quickly as possible and get to the point right away. All the popular YouTubers usually never even introduce themselves. They make their intros really brief, while beginners spend too much time in explaining why they decided to choose that specific topic and yada yada yada. Keep your intro snappy and on point. The second trick, your video should be fast and dynamic. If you can't speak fast enough, just re-record the video and try it over and over again until you reach the necessary speed. This skill comes with time, but it's really important to get it. The next rule is show, don't tell. Notice how popular channels never just talk about stuff, they always give proofs, some visual cues, something that proves their point. If you want someone to be interested in watching you, you gotta show them some examples. This is one of the main rules of high retention. And the last rule is to not spend more than 2 minutes on one block of information. 1.5 to 2 minutes is the time during which the viewer can concentrate on one piece of information. Just get straight to the point. Speak for 90 seconds and move on to the next idea. If you exceed that time, the viewers will just get bored and close the video. Divide your video into logical blocks, 2 minutes each, and you're gonna be golden. So for example, if you wanna shoot a 20 minutes long video, you gotta come up with 10 catchy key points. You got the gist. I know, writing a good script isn't an easy job. Many YouTubers struggle with that because when they start YouTube, they hope to turn their side hustle into business, and often the approach is incorrect right from the start. On YouTube, you really have to know what you're doing. You can't waste any time on figuring stuff out. That's the short way to lose motivation and burn it out. And when that happens, say goodbye to all your dreams of being self-sufficient and say hello to your boring 9-to-5 job. So here's what I have to offer. There's a special link in the description of this video. Click on it and tell us about your channel, your ideas, and yourself. We will reach out to you and find a way to transform your content and make your channel popular. We will be your researchers, your script writers, your thumbnail designers, your SEO optimizers. We will help you with every stage of making a video, from an idea to a full-fledged release. We can even edit the video for you. We will send you a detailed step-by-step guide that you will only have to follow. It's that easy. And in case you prefer to learn by yourself and control your own destiny to 100%, we've also launched a full-time YouTuber Academy. This is a big and super detailed course filled with our unique insights that we learned about YouTube in all those years. In our academy, we take your hand and lead you through every stage of video creation: how to find the idea, how to do the research, how to write a script, how to design a thumbnail, and so on and so forth. We give lessons about shooting videos, about editing the videos. With this much information, you yourself become an expert. The link again is in the description. Click on it and let the magic happen. So for now, you gotta keep in mind only two things: clicks and retention. This is what brings you to the top and helps your videos get into the suggestions. Now, check out our channel, Good and Hunger. Look at how many videos we posted, and they just kept getting 0 views. And then finally, the suggestions kicked in, and we got 6K views in just one day. And then look, one video got boosted, and the second one started getting views as well. Then the third video went up, then the fourth one, and then again the second one, and the third one, and then the seventh one blew up and got 31K views in just one day. And this is exactly how we managed to get 40K subs in a really short time. Now the channel earns $4 to $5K monthly. The path I showed you here is more than doable. What I show you right now is one of the best proofs that YouTube is gonna bring you views itself. The same can happen to your channel. Let's dive into the traffic sources once again. You'll see that I'm telling you the truth. The two main parameters we have here are the browse features and suggested videos. Well, there are some external sources here too, but these are not so important and the percentage is way smaller. So what are browse features? It's all the traffic that you get when someone sees your video on their YouTube homepage. The suggestions mean almost the same thing, but in that case, your video is being recommended to the users who are already watching some other videos. And when they see similar videos to the one that they're currently watching and decide to choose yours, you get traffic from suggestions. And yes, as we already established, if you want to get these metrics up to speed, you can try to get good YouTube search results first. After you increase your search traffic, the traffic from suggestions will follow naturally. Basically, this is a very simple and effective way to get views for beginners. If you want to get a certain result, you need to play seriously and get into the suggestions straight away, and this is exactly what we do with our clients. But how to understand what you should put in your thumbnails, how to choose the ideas for your videos, how to work with all that. It is actually a very complicated process, but it's doable. Basically, what you gotta do is research the niche to find out what videos work best. For example, let's say our niche is sneakers. We can just search for sneakers to buy in 2024 and start digging through the results. What's gonna help you analyze the videos quickly are the search filters. First, you're gonna sort the videos by the number of views, and here it's important to set the correct time. Never choose all time, opt for at least last year. Then we need to sort out the YouTube shorts and set the length from 4 to 20 minutes. All the videos that are left are the ones we need to analyze. We need to find something common for all those videos, like common keywords. And then we try to find some common traits for all the video thumbnails to understand what our viewer is expecting from us. We look for hooks, the popular ideas, the types of videos people make, and only then, taking into account everything we've just found out, we try to come up with something new, original, and fresh. And then there is one more secret, which actually contradicts everything I've said before. There are some videos that just take off on their own. It does not mean that CTR and retention don't matter here. It just means that there is something else you gotta know to create an actual viral video. Emotions. Emotions sell. Emotions are what makes people hooked, what makes them watch. You can have the worst CTR and no thumbnail at all, but if your video manages to connect to viewers emotionally and they will dig your energy, you're golden. Then people would just watch, just for the sake of the overall energy and the vibe of the video. Think about that. For example, let's watch that interview with Mr. Beast. He often says the same thing that I say. The most important factors are CTR and average view duration. He says that what makes you successful is people clicking your videos more often and watching them for longer than they watch other videos. It is all pretty obvious. But then the YouTube manager from Creator Insider says that they also conduct surveys. They ask what people got from watching a video, what they liked about it, and believe me, those surveys mean a lot. Always think of what the viewer can get from watching your video. Even if you don't manage to create a clickable video with high retention, you gotta try to give your viewers the emotions, make them feel something. Imagine this, your video should have already finished, but all of a sudden, you start building up the climax. You start evoking the emotions and start telling things you haven't mentioned in the video before. You create suspense, you reveal something new and exciting. That's when the emotions appear. You can tease your viewers. You can tell them something like, what are you even watching this video for? Why don't you go and shoot your own? You gotta get up right now and shoot that video, but you're still watching mine. Why? You gotta provoke them, make them feel a strong emotion, any emotion really. You can also motivate viewers. Any motivational story works great and creates a real engagement boost, all because it evokes emotions. For example, I can say, if it worked for me, then why shouldn't it work for you? Maybe you just lack the motivation or the courage to start your own channel, or maybe you need detailed instructions. Whatever it is, I hope you found it in this video. And as always, if you're having trouble with your channel, you can't find ideas and your videos don't get any traction, the link is in the description, click it and we'll reach out to you. Thanks for watching and peace out.